Are you exhausted from chasing clients for one-off sessions, constantly wondering where your next clients will come from, struggling to make ends meet, and questioning if your healing business will ever give you the freedom you dream of? This episode is your breakthrough moment. I want you to meet Isabelle, a healer who transformed her hobby into a thriving money-making business. She went from charging $150 per session to confidently selling high-value packages. Tune in to hear her inspiring journey and discover the exact steps she took to create transformational offers that clients love. If you're ready to charge what you're worth and attract the right clients and build a business that truly thrives, this episode is a must listen. Why is building a business so hard? Why nobody buys my healing program? Why is everything so frustrating and overwhelming? What if there was a better way? Hi, I'm Nina Maglic. I'm a marketing coach and healer on a mission to help amazing healers like yourself improve marketing, get clients, and make money with less stress. On my new show, I will do what I love best, translating complicated marketing and business strategies into practical, actionable steps you can implement with ease and clarity. She Runs a Business is a new podcast for healers like yourself who want to create a profitable healing business that provides the best life transformations for your clients and gives you the freedom and flexibility to enjoy time with your loved ones. Take your seat at the table and let's get started. Welcome to She Runs a Business podcast. Isabelle, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited you're here.
Hello, Nina. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Isabelle. Before we dive into your amazing transformational story, tell us who you are, what you do, and where was your business before you started working with me?
I'm Isabelle von Bötticher-Bouchard. I'm a German Haitian holistic health and well-being coach. Before I became a coach, though, I was working for over 20 years in leading positions as leadership development and human resources, talent management. But yeah, so my business now is really working with people on a holistic level. And it's about helping them to overcome any limiting beliefs, inner blockages, state of exhaustions to really thrive in their personal lives and in their business lives, obviously. Before working with you, I had performed that already as my business, but it was more, I wouldn't say a hobby, but I did not really confess myself fully 100% to that job. So it was something I did because it was a passion of mine and I love helping people moving onwards, but it was just not professionally enough to feed me financially, to live off it. And so it was also not at all online. And I was just working with people one-on-one every time they would call me for a session. And so there was not a long-term strategy on this as a business.
Thank you so much for sharing your amazing story. I really want to go deeper. Can we talk about what was going on through your head at that point of time? You had a passion, you wanted to change the world, you had these amazing skills. But what was the biggest struggle you had at that point? And what were you thinking about the whole situation? How that made you feel about yourself and your whole business?
You mean like before I worked with you or once I started to work in the field of holistic health and well-being?
Before you started working with me as your coach, what challenges did you have and how that made you feel?
Okay, I think I was constantly struggling with my services to find clients and get out there. I was, as I said, not working online or just very limited and living on an island where people just come to do vacation was also not very helpful to find people who are more normally in a setup of a business life if they want to work with me. And I was also having done this shift of leaving myself, the corporate world, a couple of years ago, and now working as an entrepreneur in holistic health and well-being was something that I think I still did not have found my position getting out there and showing what I can do, so reaching the clients.
Thank you so much for sharing that experience. Did you have any doubts before you started working with me?
Yes, I had. But what is good about you is that you have this wonderful combination of being really a wonderful marketing specialist and expert, plus you are a healer yourself. And that was exactly what I needed, because first of all, I was not yet very sure about my coaching and healing capacity towards my clients. But what was missing most is like to making that a business, to really run my services for my clients, not just out of charity and I want to do something good for them, but really learning that I am serving people. So I'm bringing value to their lives. So I can absolutely put a figure on it and sell it with confidence and with a strategy and a plan behind it. So, but before working with you, I was always just like, thinking, yes, I help people. So I should do this because I can afford to and not because I want to make money with it. And so the doubts were there, but working with you was like for me a no-brainer, because finally I had found somebody who has both in one. So like a business approach in healing, and that's what I needed.
So you mentioned something that so many healers also struggle with is charging money for the work they do. And the first thing what we did inside the program was helping you create an offer. And you went from selling sessions for $150 to selling programs and packaging your knowledge and experience and selling it at much higher price point. How was that experience for you? Walk me through that process.
Wow, that was a little bit like overcoming so many fears on my side and being pushed, like it's like jumping into a cold bath, right? Because I was always thinking that what I do is helping, but I cannot really ask too much money for it because it's what people don't do. Like if you help somebody, it's like you help a friend or you help somebody that you like, and you cannot ask for money about this. And so it was for me really a process of personal growth myself to really, first of all, see that what I'm offering is not just a nice to have, like a massage when you are cold or when your bones are hurting. It is something I was helping people overcoming a real problem in their lives and getting to where they wanted to be. So obviously you should value that. This valuing myself and my services, and putting then obviously programs together that are also addressing whatever the need was that my client came to me as something which is not a quick fix that you can just fix in 1 hour in this coaching session or 1 hour in a Reiki session or 1 hour of a healing session. It is something that needs to be addressed with different steps. So to go through different phases and then have them be healed or reach their goals. So that was for me personally a very important part in my personal growing and also in the way I see my clients and I serve them now.
I think when we package our knowledge in the way that really serves our clients best and solves the real life problems, people are excited to work with us. And I want to talk also about your clients. You start getting clients, and what has changed when people came to your sales calls? How was the whole process? Walk us through that.
Well, first of all, with your support, I started to be much more on social media and be more out there and be seen with what I'm doing and what I can bring value to my potential clients' lives. So when people came to maybe webinars that I have organized or a call where they could discover what my method is all about or how I can help them, they were already a little bit more informed, but I still had to obviously help them understand what I can bring to them and to understand, like, I know your problem. I understand where you are at and I can help you through this. And I think when my clients understood that I am helping them because they felt understood, it is also doesn't feel so much as selling program or a session. It's more like they understood she went through that as well. So I think I opened just more up and was more myself instead of selling a service. I was just describing what is my journey or what has my journey been. And here are the benefits of what you can be doing yourself afterwards. And I think that sells then automatically.
Definitely. I think when people open up and start sharing their own stories, this is where magic happens. This is where clients feel attracted to you because of the story you have
Yeah.
to share. And because of your own experience, because of your own expertise, they choose you because of you. Because there are so many other healers out there and there are so many other coaches out there, but you are unique, and your unique experience, life experience, career experience, whatever that is, it's what makes you so much attractive for your potential clients.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think this is also something that I had then learned to be and to live more, because I was for years doing this work kind of undercover. So people knew that I had left the corporate world, but they were not really knowing what I was doing. I was like, yeah, Isa is in well-being, or she's doing some wellness stuff, or she's teaching yoga classes. When I then started to tell more my story of like how I actually struggled myself during my corporate life in my business and in my personal development, and how I invested in myself and did like my own healing journey, and how that brought me obviously then to not just like being somebody who works in leadership development and has a coaching degree and an MBA, but all of a sudden uses these trainings that I invested in for my personal development and giving that now to others and supporting them. I think then you show up much more as an authentic, full person, and not just, how should I say this, like a CV where you only show like the beautiful achievements in your life. So I showed up all of a sudden as a person with a path and with how should I say, with pains that I overcame and problems that appeared in my life. And how did I go about it? And what did I do to get over it and to get through it or to heal it? And I think that's what makes it more authentic and believable for anybody who wants to work with you, that you just don't only show the beautiful side of your life, but the whole you.
Yeah, definitely. I think people also connect more with pain than with where you are now, because a lot of people are still in pain. A lot of people are still stuck in their life. And what they really need is somebody to help them and show them the light at the end of the tunnel and show them how they can get out of there. And they really prefer people who have experience, who walk their path, who had the knowledge and experience, and they are happy to pay for that to get results fast. And that's, I don't mean get results fast in 1 hour. It's this still healing process. It's much faster than they will get by doing it on their own. It might take them years. And we are saving people so much time and so much energy and really bad experiences by helping them overcome those experiences and fears, and help them show there is a better way to live.
Yes, absolutely. And also, I think it's not just like that they relate with parts of my own story that makes them trusting me and wanting to work with me, but also I think I represent the product of my outcome, which means like I had one client, she came to me and I didn't even know that yet that she wanted to work with me. But she told me like, when I saw you, you are so much glowing. And I want that too, kind of. She said, and I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, because we know each other for years. She has been kind of observing my own path and just like what I project. And that was for her like, okay, I understand the story that Isabelle has been going through, but I also see how she is now. And that's so convincing that I obviously use whatever I teach on myself, and the result is here, So I think that is also something that is important. I'm believable because I really did my part of the work, and you can see it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I really want to talk about your experience with the webinar, because that was a big step for you to really stand firmly in who you are and show the world, hey, I'm doing this. I'm opening doors to you and I'm opening doors to the world to see how amazing I am. Walk us through that experience of creating your own webinar, delivering the webinar, and tell us about the challenges you had before you
Oh, yeah.
even did a webinar.
Oh my God, this is so much. I hope I won't forget everything. It's just like, it was such a challenge on so many levels. So first of all, putting myself out there and really out there, because a webinar online, it's like really you can be seen by everybody, not just like your potential clients or your future clients or your actual clients, but everybody who knows you and people who don't know you, friends, family, obviously, and then everybody else can see you. So it's what really this step of putting myself out there to saying internally, yes, I am a holistic health and life coach and I work as a healer. And so that was a big step to overcome again one of my inner personal fears and blockages. And then there was obviously just the whole technical part of it, right? I am somebody, I like working with social media, but I was definitely not knowing how to manage the whole technical part of running a webinar online and like all the things you have to prepare, your presentation, the cameras, the tools. And that was very overwhelming and demanded lots of patience and practice and technical setbacks and finding solutions for overcoming that. And then obviously, again, inviting people to come to the webinar and not knowing how many people will show up. And that is also, again, something I was like, oh my God, what is if I just like don't get anybody signing up for this? And then the moment when finally you have the webinar, people have signed up and they show up, they dial in, you open the camera and here they are. And that was such a rewarding moment, first of all, to see these people and who did not just show up to please me because they really were interested in the subject that I was giving them. So like describing how I can help them, my method. And then while doing the webinar, it was so beautiful to discover for myself that I like doing this actually. I felt so happy while I was teaching, while I was explaining, while I was connecting with my audience and seeing that they are really absorbed by what I'm teaching and telling them. So that felt really beautiful. It was wonderful. So I would definitely have more of that. Yeah.
So beautiful. I'm so proud of you because I know how challenging it was when I suggested to you to do webinar. You were like, oh my God, but I'm open to try it. And that's something that I really loved about you. You were open to try new things. And it was challenging for you with the technology and everything, but you managed to do it. And that's really beautiful. And I was at your webinar and I saw how people reacted to your webinar. It was really, they were interested, they were doing things, they were excited, and you got really positive feedback on your webinar from people who were present at the webinar. What I really want to know more about this is like, after all, you created your amazing offer, you got clients, you changed your whole life and your business. How this feels for you?
Wow. Very satisfying in a wonderful way. I think I am finally maybe there where this job of being holistic health and life coach and healer is integrated in my life in a way that it's not overwhelming me. And I manage to, first of all, live it in a way that I still have enough quality time to do things aside from my job. So it's not only working, but the whole work part is so beautiful and rewarding. So it does not even feel like any stress. And that was, I think, initially when I left the corporate world to do this kind of work, I wanted to have a job that I don't need vacation from because it was just so nourishing and not draining. And so by going to be coached by you and build my business in a different way, I achieved that. I mean, yes, I'm sometimes overwhelmed because there are so many new things that I'm learning and not everything works all the time. But I managed to grow my business, as I always call it, with ease and grace and fun and joy in it. It's like even if I'm doing something new and I'm overwhelmed or something is not working, it's not the end of the world anymore. It's just like, hey, I'm so motivated to bring this method of mine to my clients and my future clients that any setbacks are not heavy anymore. And it's just like beautiful. So, and also I think I allowed myself to celebrate successes and needing to play it down when I have succeeded in something. And that is beautiful also. And to see that change in myself.
Thank you so much for sharing. I think it's very important for people to also see the transformation you went through. That's something that is really, really important because you made a huge progress. And I'm really super proud of you. I was just wondering if you were comfortable sharing how much money did you earn with your new offer?
Okay, so like before working with you, I had one-time session offerings, and they were around $150 and $160 per session. And now after working with you, I have programs that guide people really through maybe 10-week programs or 6-week programs, and they range more in the four figures. So like it's between 3,000 and 4,000 for one of those offerings. And it's not just a lot of much more money or investment, but it's also an investment in themselves that people discover. And I feel it's so much easier to sell that because it is serving the client so much more than one session, obviously. So yeah, but that was a big step for me also, like to go into the figures and feeling comfortable asking that. But I understand also now what it brings to my clients, so the value add in their lives and the benefits that they get from. I saw that in seeing my clients like really rising and thriving. So it makes me also much more comfortable to really offering packages and not just like a one-time session.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Before we wrap up the whole interview, I would really love to know how was the whole experience with working with me, and what would you recommend to somebody who wants to work with me but is still like not sure if I'm the right person for them, or would you give them any advice?
What I liked a lot about your approach is that it is structured. So there are certain steps that you take one through. And still, I felt it is very personalized because I am aware that everybody is not at the same time in your life while you maybe want to make your healing business flourish. And everybody comes from a different past. And I still felt like no matter what your own path was, you understand where I am and you understand the path that I need to take. So you were pushing me a little bit out of my comfort zone or even a little bit more every now and then. But it was always with a lot of care and sensitivity. And I like that a lot. So I've been feeling like guided by a professional who knows what she's guiding me through and telling me to do marketing wise, but also sensitive enough to see when I need maybe a little bit slower or when I need another option, because there are so many options, right, to do marketing in your healing business. And I think you are really somebody who is sensitive to do that, to guide somebody and let it be their path and not just copy and paste your path.
Mm.
So that's something I liked a lot.
Thank you so much. I think that so many people feel overwhelmed because there are so many options out there. And when you try to do them all, you end up just being burned out. But if you choose the strategy that works very well for you, that you feel comfortable with that, you can only succeed. If you really put your heart and mind into that, you can only succeed. And that's why I always say to people, it's really important that you choose the strategy that is right for you. If you choose the wrong strategy, you will subconsciously sabotage your whole business. And we don't want that. And that's why I really pay attention to what people want, what they need. And I try to adjust every time. And I'm really obsessed about results. I love results. And I'm really somebody who wants people to have best results. Isa, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to tell people who want to work with me? And you're also in my membership Healing Millions. Would you say anything about that?
Well, first, I absolutely wanted to add something because I just thought that I forgot that a very important part. I said that working with you is beautiful because you take one by the hand and do it very sensitively, but also like you have this first part, which is the clarity part. And I think that was something super important. It's not just choosing the right strategy, but also being clear about yourself, your services. What do you want to offer? And who is your ideal client? So to really make that clear in the beginning, not just like which strategy to choose, because that comes afterwards, but first to really understand like what is it that you want to put out there in the world and who do you want to serve. So I like that a lot in your approach. And now coming to your membership program, why this is super helpful. I think this is helpful for anybody, no matter if you have already worked with you or not, if this would be like the first step, because also this is where you offer both of what you are and what you can do. So like there are healing sessions in it, plus the business development part of what a healer needs to do to get your business running. And I think that is a very beautiful offer. So it's really like having it all together, but in a membership version, in a membership program. So you can use it along your path. Definitely something interesting to do.
Thank you so much for the beautiful words. I think healing millions is something that I really, really love so much. That's my mission. That's my soul calling, because I was able to combine both worlds in which I lived. Like I was trying to like separate marketing and healing, but then I realized that it's not really working. I got lost between two worlds. When I combined them into one world, this is where magic happened. And I really love that I have healing in business, because very often we have a me problem, not the business problem. And we need help. We need supportive environment. We need people who will cheer us on as we build our businesses, because what environment is so important when you build your business. And that's why I love this. This is just a beautiful community. And yeah, I just love it and enjoy it.
Totally, totally. And there's another thing that I really liked probably was that not only that you managed to combine both of what you are now in your work, but it allowed me also to do that for me. Because as I said, like I came from this corporate world of doing, yes, working in personal development, but as a vice president, talent management or leadership development, you obviously do that completely different than now as a healer. So look, you allowed me to combine my two, how should I say, persons that I am, which is like being a coach and leadership development, personal development, and being a healer into one. So that was really something that allowed me then to have all these different offerings and services and to be more confident when I go out there. So that was something very, very beautiful to be guided through.
Thank you so much. I think what you achieved was really amazing, and the whole transformation is just beautiful. I know you're going to do amazing things in the world, and I see you really, really doing great work for humanity, for leadership, for coaches, executives. I know that your program is truly amazing because it really focuses on delivering results and helping people find peace and balance within themselves, but at the same time feel energized. Without crazy diets, without crazy exercises, you help them feel more energized within just few minutes, which is just beautiful. And everybody needs that, especially if you're a top executive. This is the perfect program for you. And also mompreneurs, they can definitely, definitely benefit from that. And I think the biggest superpower you have is just being you. Like coming from two different worlds and combining them into this is just exactly what the world needs. Because very often people feel like, oh my God, that cannot be me. And that's really not the truth. The secret sauce in selling anything is just to be you and combine all your experiences and knowledge into one package and package that in a beautiful program that delivers people results.
Thank you. So beautifully said. Absolutely. I agree. Definitely.
Isa, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for the work you do. And thank you, everybody who was watching or listening. Until next time, be brave, shine your light, because the world needs that love and light inside of you more than ever. If you would like to join us in Healing Millions membership or working with me or with my agency, I'm happy to work with you. Thank you so much for everything, and until next time, bye. My gorgeous friend, I hope you loved this episode. If you learned something that is helpful for your business, I would really love to hear from you. Could you spend 30 seconds of your time, go to the Apple Podcast and leave me a 5-star review? This is the only way you can thank me and let me know how much you love this podcast. I love hearing from you. If you have friends who need help with their coaching businesses, share this episode with them and help them grow their business too. Thank you for listening to She Runs the Business podcast. Please share your gifts with the world. Keep shining your light, because the world does need that love and light inside of you more than ever. I'm sending you lots of love and big hug.